This episode of The Insurance Dream is brought to you by
Life insurance agents. Do you find yourself spending too much of your day prospecting, setting appointments, or chasing down leads? Insurance Professionals Life Insurance Program offers agents free, pre-qualified, preset appointments. Our program specializes in training agents using a proven system and process to help customers save money on their monthly bills, and then in turn take that savings and invest it in life and annuity products that will bridge their income gaps in retirement. Many of the customers you'll have preset appointments with include teachers, firefighters, and other public servants who will receive a pension when they retire. Your job will be to bridge the gap between what their pension provides and the income they'll need during retirement, using our life and annuity products. Agents have 6 to 10 appointments per week set by our scheduling team, and all appointments are held remotely via Zoom or phone. Don't let your potential be limited by time-consuming tasks like prospecting and scheduling. Join a team that's invested in you and setting your free pre-qualified appointments for you. Sign up to get started today at becomeaninsurancepro.com. That's becomeaninsurancepro.com.
Before we hop on the very first point, the very first question I have for everybody here is, who has a phone that can record video? Right? Yes, down below. If you don't have a phone that can record video, I don't know what to tell you. Like, we're gonna have to get you into the 21st century. Everybody should have a phone. I don't even care if it's a flip phone and not a smartphone. Should have a phone that can record video.
If you're on Zoom, then you either have a phone or a computer that can record.
You at least have a computer if you're here with us or ever. That if it doesn't have a built-in webcam, get an external one. But honestly, every single person I see here is saying yes. So, in today's age and world, everybody's got a phone. And the quality of the phones today, I don't even care if it's 2 years old. The quality of the video on phones is light years ahead of what it used to be. It is significantly good enough for social and where you're going to be putting your videos. You don't need 4K and anything crazy. Your phone works perfect. So everybody has the basic of what you need to do video and video marketing just by having your phone or a computer with a built-in webcam or a webcam. So which leads to my very first point, and so that we want to cover. So the very first thing is, like Nike says, just do it. And a lot of you guys be like, okay, that's not like in-depth hidden strategy technique. I know that's a cop-out or whatever. I'm going to tell you why this is not a cop-out though. And you guys saw this, and this is why I asked this question earlier, that 99% it was, I'm scared. It feels awkward. I'm not sure what to do. I want to feel like I know what I'm doing and confident in this forever. And I will say this is the number one thing that keeps people from really leveraging and getting results with video, is just not even doing it or not doing it consistently. But I'm going to say the very first thing is just not even doing initial videos or putting them out, creating a video and then deleting it or never posting it. Happens all the time. We even have clients that sometimes do that. I have to tell them, do not delete that, keep that up forever. And you'd be so surprised on someone does their very first video, about to throw up, stumbling over their words, mumbling, the camera's all over the place. Maybe it's looking up their nose or whatever. They put a video out and they turn around and come to us and say, oh, man, I had like 3 people reach out that I haven't talked to in years, and 2 of them wanted quotes from me. And I'm doing quotes and probably going to write a couple of them for sales. Off of just doing a very random video off the cuff, didn't let anybody know, don't have a ton of followers, engagement. Just by doing video, you will be ahead of the vast majority of agents that never touch it, are too scared to do it. And I'm not going to say you're not going to feel nervous. I'm not going to say it's going to go perfect. Of course not. And that's natural. In fact, people resonate with that and they connect with that. And that's something we teach a lot, is be yourself, be personable. And this is also why videos that actually are super high quality, professionally produced, all this sort of stuff actually perform worse, is because they're not real. That people can't connect to them. That people automatically, when they see highly produced video, they think advertisement, and their brain shuts off, doesn't even pay attention to it. And this is why just you picking up a camera and talking to your camera does actually way better than spending thousands on professional video. Not saying there's not a time and place for that, but I'm telling you, that literally just by doing it, you will start to see results bar everything else. You don't got to be social media wizard. You don't have to be anything, just by putting video out. And so that's why I wanted to say this step, and that this isn't a cop out, because honestly, just by doing it, that's the very first thing. And so I do want to emphasize that. I do want to give you guys a challenge. Put out one video tomorrow, tonight even. Don't wait. The longer you wait and talk yourself out of it, psych yourself out, the less likely you are to do it. Just do it. Just keep that in mind. Just do it. And
right. Write me in the comments if you are committed to doing a video in the next 24 hours. Me in the comments. Let's see it. Let's see them.
And I see someone raise their hand. If you could just ask your question in the comments, and we'll collect the questions. We'll make sure to answer those. Jacob, I think you raised your hand. If you just want to ask in the comments, we'll make sure to answer your question. But yes, write me if you're committed to doing a video. You got questions around that, let me know. We'll talk about some topic ideas and other stuff at the end. Trust me, you should never be short on content ideas. We have a million. No worries. You thought the hand was saying yes for me. Usually the hand raised means you have a question to unmute you. So go ahead and ask anything here. But yes. What is the quote, L? Perfection is the enemy of progress, right?
Yes, that's
Did I get that right?
I like to just shorten it even more and say progress over perfection. So progress over perfection. Always, perfection is the thief of progress, of making moves in your business. Perfection is this little voice that likes to talk all this smack in the back of your mind and tell you why something is not ready, why tomorrow will be better, why you should delay for this and that and whatever, when really it's just taking the first step and then taking the next step and then taking the next step after this. So this isn't just a lesson for video marketing. This is really all things in your business that, most of the time, the things that we really should be doing are the things that we are procrastinating on because we don't think that they're perfect. We don't think that they're ready. And I can tell you from experience, I have never done a video ever and had the thought in my mind, oh, wow, that was a perfect video. That was 100% perfection, even after it goes to a video editor sometimes. And I see reels that are professionally edited down. The fact is I don't really like seeing myself on video. I don't really like hearing my voice, but that's not something that's going to keep me from speaking to my audience and being here with all of you, because I also know that by you seeing me, by you hearing me, that's one of the best ways for you to connect with me in our virtual world. This is the best way next to us seeing each other face to face, potentially shaking hands and exchanging some small talk and conversation. This is the best way for us to break down those barriers in our digital space for us to get to know each other. So I will always 100% opt to do video, even when I know in my mind, it's not perfect. But then sometimes, then people say, oh, I love your video. And then you realize, oh, you weren't that worried about it. You're worried about nothing that you needed to be worried about.
Which is the vast majority of the time, is that all these things in our heads, all these things, and once again, it's not just video, this goes for everything you guys are doing. All these things that we have in our head, these doubts, these second guesses, everything is 99.9% of the time just in our heads. And it's us torturing ourselves, us not making movements on things because of what we think others might perceive, what we think might happen, which in reality is usually not what happens. And usually it's progress. And so that's very much why perfection is the enemy of progress, of why we take, what was your shortened phrase, L? Sorry.
Progress over perfection.
Progress over perfection. Okay. Which, guys,
right? Let
me know in the comments.
Yeah.
Who here feels perfect all the time, likes to do things only when they think it's perfect? And it's that's how I live my life. I'm a perfectionist. I'm type A. If I don't feel completely confident, or in the comments, I second guess myself a lot. I feel like I talk myself out of things. I feel like because I'm scared or not confident in something, I don't do it. Whether that's picking up the phone and making dials, whether that's door knocking, whether that's doing video, whatever that is. Let me know if that's you down in the comments. And honestly, this is something we run into over and over again. And stuff we've struggled with as well. It's like we want things to be perfect. I understand that. But in reality, all it does is keep us from putting stuff out and doing the things that we need to do that we know we're going to deliver the results. It's basically just a way that we give ourselves the okay to procrastinate and to not do things. So I do want to challenge you guys on that and come back to this step one of just do it. So set a day, set a time that you're going to do your first video, commit to it, go ahead and put it on your Google Calendar right now or whatever calendar, and that you're going to go do a video. I don't care if it's 10 seconds, 10 minutes. I don't care if it's a live or it's recorded. I don't care if you put it on Facebook or a reel or TikTok, whatever it is, record a video, let's put it out there. I don't care if anybody sees it. Of course, I will challenge you to put it out publicly. I will say, do not record a video and just hold it to yourself, because you will keep on talking yourself out of it. You'll never post a video. You will never put it out. So put the video out and then do it again. And so honestly,
my favorite way to just pull this Band-Aid off is to go live on Facebook, just to hit that live button and start talking, and to, challenge yourself to talk for 30 seconds, a minute. In your mind's eye, you can think of a topic before you hit that go live button. But once you're live and you're going, and you'll see that it's a lot less scary, especially after the fact. And you can do anything for 30 seconds. So just challenge yourself for 30 seconds. If this is a challenge for you. I don't know, maybe we've got, people on here that this isn't a challenge, but I know.
No, I'm sure there are people on here like, okay, I've done video a bit, I'm comfortable with that, which we'll talk some more. And if you got more questions on how to use it even better, go ahead and ask them. We're collecting the questions now. We'll answer those later. But I will say, not to scare people from working with us, but as Elle was just talking about, that is something that we do with our clients a good bit is, during a training, something with them that we're going through is we'll just say, hey, everybody stop, pull out the phones. We're going live right now. Everybody go live, mute yourself on the Zoom call, go live, do a recorded live, we can give you a topic or just come up with a topic that you want to use, go live for 30 seconds, a minute, couple minutes, come back, and then we debrief on the lives right there. But we just pull the Band-Aid off, there's no excuse. We're just all going live right now. And honestly, it works. It's like we have people come to us. Yeah.
Brad says in the comments, I've been using video with my photography business for the last 2 years. I have about 200 on YouTube, and they are in no way perfect. And we feel the same way too, and doing video now for over 5 years in our business. And we look back at those early lives and we kind of cringe a little bit. But the thing is that if you don't look at your content from 5 years ago, a year ago, even 6 months ago, and cringe a little bit because you've come so far since then, like, are you even growing? Are you even learning and challenging yourself? So that's a great thing if you can look back on content and know, oh, wow, my content's so much better now. That means that you're growing and improving. So thanks for sharing that, Brad. All right, David, are we ready to move to step 2?
Yes, we are ready to move to step 2. Just coming back to that though, I mean, if you go back to your previous videos, your previous marketing, or even previous stuff you posted in like college or high school, and you don't cringe, that means you haven't grown. And you should be going back to even something even a year ago and be like, oh man, I've come a long way since then, or I've changed something. And that just shows your growth. And that shows that you're making progress. You're continuously getting better. And in 2 years, you come back and look at now, you're gonna feel the same way. And that's good. If you look back and you're like, man, nothing's changed, why has nothing changed? Because it should be. You should be pushing forward in your business and in your lives personally. So step 2 though, because it's already revealed. Just know your basics. So we're gonna talk about the basics. This is where we get a little more, not technical, but a little more into, helping you feel a little more confident for the first video. We really want you to feel at least a little bit confident. So with that, there are 2 main basics to recording a video. And Elle, what are those?
You did not brief me on your basics before this.
I know, I was like, there's more than 2, but there are 2 main ones. And so the 2 main ones are lighting and audio. So those are the first 2, because if people can't see you or hear you, what's the point of doing a video? Nothing. So that's just the main two basics. And make sure you have some good light. Natural light's best if you're outside or you got light coming in window, something like that. Natural light's great. It makes it look really, really good, especially if you're doing it during the peak times of day, which is what's the golden hour, which is as the sun's kind of getting towards setting or so, and then same thing in the morning.
Great for outdoor videos.
Yep.
And then like during the day, if you're, as David's saying, if you're inside your office and you've got your phone up here, like my office window is right here, then I'll face the window and then hold my phone up in front of the window like this, so that you've got that light coming onto your face diffused through the window. You just want to avoid really harsh shadows. So you don't want like half of your face that's in dark and the other half that's in really bright light, which sometimes you can get when you're outside, especially midday. So if you're doing them outside, that like 5:30, 6 o'clock is usually a good time, just like right now with our daylight savings. It'll get later as the sun sets later.
And if you're inside, just make sure you got some good light shine on you. You're not getting crazy shadows or you're standing in where it's too dark. Just make sure they can clearly see you. And that's why, like if you are doing like an external webcam, ones that have kind of like the built-in ring lights and stuff like that are great because it's just going to automatically give you the light that you need. And off your phone, you can actually have where it has a bit of a flash or is showing some light or whatever and stuff as well, or one of the attachable little lights. But usually we're working in places indoors or outside that's got plenty good light. Just make sure you pay attention to that when you are recording a video or doing a Facebook Live. The second one is audio. And this is where you want to make sure, if possible, you're in a quiet area so that it can clearly catch your audio and there's no crazy distracting background noises. We know life happens. We have videos where our dogs bark in the background. We have videos where someone comes and rings the doorbell, or we're at the office and someone knocks and comes into the office or whatever. It's life. It happens. And your audience does that too. And, that's once again, when we talk about, progress over perfection. And that's fine. And people relate with that too, because that happens in their lives also. But ideally, you're finding something where it's not going to be constant noise and stuff all throughout. And so with that, usually your external webcam or phone will pick up audio pretty well. And you can usually get pretty good quality through there. You want to do anything a little better, where you're in a situation where you want it to pick up your voice a bit better and stuff. $10 lapel mic off Amazon. There's a bunch of them, but they're like less like $10. And you do that, plug it into your phone or into your computer or whatever, and it will capture your audio even better. And that's really neat. If you get to the point where you want to start getting better mics, stuff like that, you can, but we're talking basics here. Just to get rolling, you don't even need a microphone as long as you're quiet area and pick up the audio, or a $10 lapel mic, and you're good to go. So, good question though. I do want to ask this because Michelle was asking, and this fits right in with basics there. Thoughts on virtual backgrounds, using virtual backgrounds. So, yes, they're great, they're good. But don't feel like you have to have them. Now, if your background's really distracting and crazy, you're working from home and it's just a mess because of life or whatever and stuff like that, it can go one of two ways. Either, you can use a virtual background and just throw a nice, neat background on behind you, which is great. And you can vary that up occasionally, or you can keep a constant and consistently branded one. Or you can have your background that just kind of shows life a little bit. Especially if it is more of a personal video, just about life and the craziness that goes on, running a business, why running, the household and family and stuff as well. Your audience relates with that. And we do talk about how connecting personally with your audience is really big in getting mixed in with your business as well, because people work with people. And when they just see perfection, they don't relate with that, because no one just feels perfection. And so that's why having whatever the background is can be fine too. So I'm not sure if the question is using them at all or always using them, but I would say, yes, they're good to use, but don't use them all the time. Change up the backgrounds, do some outside, do some inside, do some at the ballpark or at your kids' games, do some at, as you're about at restaurants and other places. Like do them, don't feel like you can do them anywhere really. You don't have to have a background all the time. I do enough video and stuff from the office and everything that I do have just a printed thing with logos and stuff on there, which is great. Just have it up on the wall so it's nice and easy. Just because it's easier for me than a virtual background, and I like it. But like I said, if there was just a wall behind me, that works too, because they're mostly paying attention to you and what you're saying, what you're doing, more than the background. So hopefully that helps. What about filters, smooth wrinkles, and other eye bags? Honestly, yeah. I mean, I like playing around filters sometimes. I don't feel like it's completely necessary, and don't feel like you always have to have it on. You do want, once again, audience relating, just the real you and stuff as well. But if it makes you feel more confident in doing it, and will get you to do the videos and put them out there, then I'm all for it. Yes, throw filters on, do it. And especially as you start to find what your audience really responds to, what you like, what maybe is something unique that you like doing. Certain of our audience have different props or things they like to use. Like I used to wear like an inflatable crown all the time, the king of your, bring you insurance marketing or whatever and stuff. Or we have people that wear like a hard hat on protection, on insurance. We have people who use all kinds of different things or whatever. And sometimes it goes along with a video. Sometimes it's just like a fun thing that makes them unique. And stuff, which is great. And so don't feel like you can't experiment with things too. You want to throw a filter on where it's got a crazy mask and glasses on or something like that for a video. Sure, don't do it all the time, but yeah, nothing wrong about playing around with video. You'll see videos that do really well on TikTok or on Reels and other stuff. Sometimes it is funny filters and things like that. So absolutely, let your personality come through. The more it comes through, the more authentic everything feels. So outside by riding a bike, James White, if you can do it and not crash, all the power to you. In fact, I think Elle and I actually did that last weekend, but she was the one filming. I was concentrating not running into a mailbox. So, but yes, responsibly, guys. I'm not going to say one thing I will just put out there while we're talking about it, because I hate seeing it. And I think it's super dumb for this industry, is recording videos while driving. Just don't do it, guys. Like, there's so many other ways to record videos and do stuff. I get some of you guys are in the car a lot, but you can record audio maybe or something like that. Just don't record video while driving. It doesn't look good. It looks irresponsible for insurance agents recording video while they're driving around and all of that. Especially if you're live, what if your audience saw you get in a wreck while you were on live? That would be awful. And I've actually heard of it happening. So just don't do it in the cars, guys. Just wait till you stop, or if you're parked or something like that. But just want to put that out there because that is a personal peeve of mine. Be safe, guys. You guys are insurance agents talking about protecting people, peace of mind. So make sure that, as you're filming videos, that goes along with that. Now, if you're climbing a mountain and stuff like that too, and you can safely film yourself and stuff like that, that's fun, but just not that. Okay, so know your basics. So light, audio, other basics. So I'm not going to go into a bunch of topic ideas right now. We can in a little bit if there's some questions on that. But I will say having a basic outline of what you're going to talk about will help you feel more confident and prepared. Not word for word. Do not script out what you're going to say word by word, but do bullet points. Hey, here's what I want to talk about. Here's 3 bullet points that I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to conclude it. So just have a little outline, and that'll help you feel more confident as you talk through. Remember what you're going to talk about next, not feel like, oh, I don't know where I'm going with this. And that'll make your video really cohesive just by having a few bullet points. Elle, any other video basics you want to throw out?
No, I think you definitely have done a good job of covering the technical side of it. How to everybody, I think that hopefully you all are getting the trend here that everybody has access to start creating video content right now today. That, you have a phone, you have a computer, you can record content, you can go live. I think David is going to talk a little bit too about the content side of it, as far as some ideas and ways that you can start thinking about prompts to start putting out content. But really, you have all of the tools already that you need to go ahead and start doing video. So there's really no reason why you shouldn't be including video in your social media marketing strategy. All right.
Who's ready for the third? Okay, no, never mind. We're gonna show it anyways. So yeah. So if this is making sense to you, if those first two made sense to you a bit, if that was helpful, I'll write yes down in the comments. And we're gonna talk a little bit on content now. And as you guys want to talk about topics and things like that, we can. But I'm gonna talk about the most important thing as this third piece for getting started with video marketing for using it in your business, and that is mixing personal and business. This goes for content on social in general, but same with your videos as well. And so this comes back to the key concept of people working with people. At the end of the day, people don't care what the company is. Most of them don't know the names of 99% of the insurance companies. They don't really want to come to a company. They want to come to a person that's going to help them, take care of them. And honestly, this industry is all about trust as well. These are the things we trust most in our lives. Our homes, our cars, our biggest possessions that we've spent a lot of our income on, our health, our family's health, and our very lives and legacies and wealth and finances. And those are the things that all require trust if you're going to have anybody do anything with those. And so at the end of the day, people got to feel like they connect, they can trust you, they feel like you're a bit of an authority on what you're talking about, so they can come and get advice from you, get connected, make sure you can take care of them. And that comes through really that letting your personality come through and mixing personal business. That personal gives them a chance to get to see you, get to see who you are, get to see that personality, build some trust up with you on knowing what you sound like, how you talk, just what's going on in your own personal life, especially things that they can resonate with, connect with. Oh, you have kids too. Oh, you have pets also. Oh, you also like hiking. Or these things that makes them just feel more connected. And you're not some random insurance agent that they happen to see online. And that's where that personal connection really comes in. So mix that up. Your audience does want to see you and either your family or your pets or what's going on. And do videos around that. Do videos of the places you're going to as well. That's a great way to start referral relationships and connections as well. You're at a really great small business or restaurant or something like that. Do a little video recommending them, your experience with them, helping promote them. These are great ways to get connected with other businesses and stuff as well, and practice your video also. And so that personal mix is key to go along with the business. And now let's talk about the business side. The business side is not come get a free insurance quote today. Guys, if you guys are using that at all in anything, just stop. One, free insurance quote, it's not enticing. Everybody uses that. And also at the end of the day, they don't know you yet, and you're telling them come get a quote from you. And that's asking a lot. And so at the end of the day, the best way to approach business in our experience and from our own way that we use video as well, and how we teach agents to use video, is through education, is answering questions, explaining things to them, showing that you can do so that when they come work with you, they know you're going to explain and take care of them, showing yourself as an authority on things. And education is the best way to lead in, show the business side without it necessarily being salesy, and attract them to you, attract referral partners to refer to you. And then, yes, you can lead into bits of calls to actions and things from that as well. But you got to first establish that trust and authority. So education, there's a million things. It's answering those key questions you get, those frequently asked questions. Your customers ask like the same 10 questions every single time. Those are good questions to answer because people are already thinking about those questions. And so answering those frequently asked questions, clarifying insurance myths. A lot of people have misconceptions about what's full coverage, and stuff like that. And so explaining insurance myths, telling stories. Guys, people love stories. If you can just tell stories, if it's a personal one that ends up tying into insurance a bit, or just stories around how you've really helped a particular customer, how that made a difference for them, or around experiences where people didn't have the proper protection in place, things like that. People resonate with stories. People love stories. That's a much more deeper connection and resonates than just telling someone a fact. And so stories are great if you can do that. Sharing successes, sharing there's so much content that you can do on the business side. Awards as your business wins them, walking them through your office, showing the day-to-day of what you and the team is doing. All that kind of stuff makes excellent content on the business side. So really with this mix of personal and business is really what you're using within your video to establish that trust, that knowledge, attract those leads and prospects, as well as referral partners to you, as well as to expand your reach and audience as well, which is how video is so powerful. And on the business side too, video is not one and done, guys. If you do a really good quality video, like say you answer a frequently asked question, you can keep that video, you can put it on your site, somewhere else. As additional customers have those questions, you direct them to those videos, or you can already send those to people that are interested in learning more about insurance as they're getting ready to potentially purchase insurance. And like, hey, you may have some of these common questions that I help explain here. And they get to see you answer those questions and be like, man, Tracy really knows what she's talking about. I need to definitely make sure to connect with her to get my insurance taken care of. So if that makes sense, guys, write yes down in the comments if that's making sense. Elle, did you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think just to kind of like high level here as far as, so great content to create video around with the mix of personal and business. You kind of got two buckets and you want to use both. And this goes for any platform. You want to be using your personal profiles to put out both personal and business content. And you can share things about things that are going on this weekend, things that are happening with your kids, your pets, you can share things like a lesson that you learned from your favorite teacher in high school, or, all kinds of different things like that can be fun stories like David's talking about. And then frequently asked questions, things that you hear from your clients a lot. If you're in Facebook groups with people that are your prospects and you see the types of questions that they're asking in Facebook groups, write those questions down. That's all great video content. Sharing client testimonials, client wins, how you saved somebody enough money on their insurance that they were able to take their family to Disney. That's awesome, family. That's awesome video content to share. So that's the kind of stuff that you want to start putting out and start using. And the videos don't have to be long. You can start with something that's, depending on the platform. With Facebook, you've got stories and reels, which are going to be under 30 seconds. So you want to do something that's quick, grabby, grab somebody's attention. Did you know, or let me tell you the quick story of how I saved somebody enough money that they could take their family to Disney. That could be its own quick little blurb right there. And then you could use a Facebook Live to actually go into more detail about how you are doing that, because you have no time limit on a Facebook Live or a pre-recorded video that you're then uploading to Facebook. Of course, Instagram Reels and Stories are going to be shorter, as well as TikToks are going to be shorter as well. So you can use, video content in a lot of different ways. And one of the biggest things is just kind of leaning into the way that the platform also works too. So if you're just starting on a new platform, we do a lot of Facebook Live for us. We're super comfortable doing Facebook Live, which is longer form content. We'll plan out, 3 value points that we're going to deliver. We do an intro, we deliver our 3 value points, and we do a close for our Facebook Lives. But for, your shorter content, you'll want to do things that grab attention, are fun, are quick, are entertaining. Jokes, those can always be fun too. But the most important thing with all of this is that you are creating video content and that you're being consistent with it. So at a minimum, you should be doing 1 video a week at a minimum. But ideally, our clients that are most successful with video, they're doing a video a day at least, sometimes multiple videos per day. And they're not long. They're, just like quick videos where they're coming on, they're connecting with their audience, but they'll get multiple quoting opportunities off of, 1 short video that takes them maybe 2 minutes to go live and share a quick tip of education.
Absolutely. And I see some really great questions. We'll be collecting all of those. So Hilaria, Janine, James, Brad, Mike, we've got a bunch of these questions and we're gonna answer them in just a sec. So last chance to get your questions in, and we're gonna be answering those and doing that in just a second. So go ahead and drop those because I've seen some really good ones coming through so far. But yes, absolutely, Elle. I mean, and I will say, because there are so many platforms and so many different ways of doing video, I will say that we generally recommend focusing on one platform at first and just focusing on one and doing it there. Keep your content, keep your videos. You can always use them on another platform and stuff too, but go ahead and just focus on one. Because if you try to do too many and too much, you're not going to do any well. So focus on one and just do that. That's the same thing just in general with social media. We have people focus on one platform, get rolling, get traction, get leads, referrals with it before they move to another one. Because when you try to do too many, you just end up not getting results from any. So same thing with video. So with that, we're going to answer the questions in just a sec. Before we do that, I do want to say that I know we've been talking a lot about video and how you can use that in your business. We talked about social media, the last masterclass we did. And so you heard us reference the Closers Click a lot. And that is our program where we work with insurance agents and agency owners that are looking to significantly scale their sales, their income, their commissions, and are looking for the exact strategies on how to do so through lead generation, both organic, optimizing vendors, strategic referral partners, automations, and systems to save themselves time and close more sales, and as well as how to be more profitable doing so. So that's where we really focus on helping them add at least an additional 10,000 in commissions over a 3 to 4 month period as a part of that. And we have the exact curriculum that we take them through to do so. And we guarantee for them to make at least additional 10,000 in commissions with that. And so if you'd like to learn more about what that looks like to potentially work with us, potentially on how to grow and scale your incomes, your commissions around video, around social media, and just really growing that business and feeling confident in doing so, along with having the community and the coaches to make sure that gets done, and accountability as well. Then just write video down below. And in a second, I'll also have Elle show how you can just grab a time with us as well. But just write video down below, and we can connect and also get you some resources that we have on some other trainings and stuff too. But just write video, we'll connect, we'll get you some more info on what that looks like. And if that's a fit, we'd love to work with you and help you grow as well, just like we are with our other clients. And we also have some trainings that we can get you. So just write video down below, and I'll have Elle show in just a second how you can go ahead and grab a time as well. Elle, do you want to go ahead and show that, or should I go ahead and hop into the
Sure, I can. Yep. So I'm going to drop for anybody that wants to go ahead and book a time with our team. If you want to have somebody from our team actually discuss what you're currently doing in your own marketing and see if it would make sense for you to work with us, potentially to help you with your marketing strategy, as David said, to bring in at least an additional 10K in commissions into your business. That's the link to book a call with our team. They'll do a review of your current marketing, see if it makes sense for us to work together. They also will help you connect with any of the free resources that we have available in the Marketing for Insurance Agents Facebook group. So as David mentioned, we have been running this group now for over 4 years. We have literally been doing video content inside of this group every single week for the last 4 years. So if you're interested, you want to get your hands on any of that video content, we don't just talk about video, we talk about all kinds of different things: leads, automation, sales, mindset, scaling and growing your agency, also with some incredible industry experts as well. So if you want access to any of those resources, you want to get with our team, have them take a look at your marketing strategy, see if what insights they can help you with. That's the link to book the call. And when you click that link, it will take you to a page that looks like this. This is our awesome team here. if you recognize one of these team members and have been in conversation with them already, or have seen them around the Marketing for Insurance Agents Facebook group, feel free to pick one of their calendars directly and go ahead and book directly on their calendars. Otherwise, if you just want to book with anyone from our team, you don't really care, you're not really in conversation with anybody, you can click this link to book a call. And you'll be directed to a scheduling page where you can find a time that works best for you. You can select a time. It's only 10-15 minute call. So it'll definitely be well worth your time to connect with one of our team members if you have not done that before. So that's how you can book a call, or you can, again, just drop the keyword video in the chat and we will do our best to connect with all of you. Just one little caveat is if you drop video and you don't have your full name, that's part of your Zoom, or we can't figure out who you are, we might not be able to reach out to you. So it's probably best if you go ahead and book a call. But if for whatever reason you can't book a call directly, you can go ahead and just drop video in the chat. We'll do our best to get in touch.
You want to get that bell ringing in your business, grab a time to talk with us. We'd love to help you get that bell ringing. So with that, we're going to answer some questions here. And I'm going to go through. I think I've got them all here, but if you didn't hear yours or you got an additional question, go ahead and drop it and we'll do our best to answer all those here. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll through these. Jacob asked, how long do you usually do the videos, and do you save them and maybe put them on your business page? So how long do you do the videos? And like Elle said, it really varies. It varies on where we're putting the video and what we're talking about. And so it's good to actually have a mix. And also you're not going to be sure exactly which your audience responds to best. So you do want to do a mix and see what gets you the most traction, what gets your audience paying the most attention, what's the length of their time spans. If they're really interested in learning what you're having to say, then they go for a lot longer form. Or if they have quicker time spans and just want to hear you, mention a key fact or, explain one quick question, then they may really resonate with that and then want to connect to learn more with you directly. So it can be anything literally from 15 to 30 seconds if it's a reel or TikTok or you're, just having fun showing something at the office. Or it can be as long as like an hour of you doing a Facebook Live and really walking them through, what does that look like to have a plan in place for your family after you pass with a will? What does that look like for probate? What does that look like for having investments and passwords and things like that? If you're going through something, a much bigger topic like that, then yeah, that could be like an hour long if you're taking people through those things. So there is no set perfect time. So there's no perfect time necessarily to post. I wouldn't recommend it like 3 a.m, but there's no like perfect time to post. There's no set like perfect length for the content. Do mix it up depending on what you're talking about and where you're posting it, because you can't do it like an hour long reel. You get like 30 seconds. So hopefully that helps, Jacob. If you got any follow up to that, let us know. Hilario was saying, do you propose a Facebook page or business page as a platform? We talk about this very, very, very much all the time, that recommend your personal profile. Personal profile all the time, every time. And yes, you can save your videos, and you can, especially if it's about business or has to do with your business at all, put them on your business page as well. But do originally do everything to your personal profile, and then you can occasionally share some on your business page. As we talk about a lot, I'm not going to dive into now, Facebook prioritizes and pushes personal, and it does the exact opposite with business pages because they want you to pay for ads. So do not prioritize your business page as far as running your strategies and your video, because no one's really going to see it. So that's why we focus on personal. So hopefully that helps, Hilario. Let us know if you got any follow up to that. Janine Hunter, what about using IG? Should people use Instagram?
So it's going to depend on your audience. We typically recommend that all of our clients start with Facebook, because Facebook has the largest audience. A lot of our clients that we work with also focus on the senior market, and Facebook has the largest group of seniors out of all of the social platforms. That's not to say that there's not seniors on all of the other social platforms. We just typically recommend that our clients start with one platform when they're getting started with social media marketing. We recommend Facebook. But with Instagram, Instagram is obviously owned by Facebook. And Facebook has announced that they are pushing Reels. So Reels is that short form video content because they're trying to compete with TikTok. So doing short reels on Instagram, as well as like your Instagram stories, having that push through to Facebook on your personal profile, that's definitely a great place to start. I would just say know who your demographic is. You're going to have more of like millennials that are going to be on Instagram. So if you are targeting millennials as your target audience, then Instagram could be a good place. But if you're targeting more that senior market, I would definitely go in on Facebook. If you're targeting businesses, then LinkedIn can also be really effective as far as a messaging strategy. But specifically for video, I would recommend Facebook for businesses as well, just kind of depending on the businesses that you're doing. But if you're like a lot of local service-based businesses, again, those are going to be on Facebook, more so Instagram.
And just personally attesting to how much Facebook's already starting to push Reels. I think Elle dropped a video the other day, and it just quickly sort of passed 1,000 views on Instagram Reels. Just dropping the reel there. So we got it as part of, I'm not going to dive into this either right now, but as a part of social media marketing, video marketing, and everything, it's also paying attention to platforms. Platforms change. They have different priorities of what they want to push at that time, what's important to them, what they're looking to do. And so knowing that is also where you can now focus a bit of time and energy to most capitalize off of what you're doing. So knowing that Facebook wants to push Reels, probably be doing some Reels. So
always just remember all your social platforms, they're not charities. They're looking to make money. So however they can monetize, they will. And so I call it feeding the machine. And create content that the machine wants to serve up to people, and you're golden.
Feeding the Zuck. Yeah. And also the platforms are not all friends with each other. So Facebook is definitely in competition with TikTok. So Facebook wants to get people more on Reels than TikTok to try to capture some of that market. That always goes on. Same as way as you guys would like to have people doing insurance with you versus others. The same thing with social media. So knowing that is key. And now there was a couple of repeat questions. So one of the last questions I see, plus one more that just came in from Beverly that I'll answer, is Mike Nordstrom was asking marketing videos, like 30-second commercials. So I don't want you guys to think of the videos and video content that you're doing as like commercials and advertisements. That could be okay for ads, but in general, that's also not what really performs best on ads is having something that is, blatantly like, come get insurance from me, and here's why I'm the best insurance agency. It's not really what also performs best on ads. And it definitely does not perform the best on organic. People turn a blind eye and ear to that. So do not treat it like a commercial. Here's my agency. We've been around for 20 years. We have such an impact in the community. People, once again, don't want to go into this, but people don't care really. It's nice for them to know you a little bit, but when you're going through all of that and treating it like, come get insurance from us, people are like, well, I don't really know you. I don't trust you. Like, why would I come get it from you? And also when they're on social for looking at pictures of their grandkids and cats, hearing someone advertise them, they just kind of turn blinders to it. So that's why content that feels much more natural, educational, they don't even know that you're really even like trying to get them into insurance necessarily to come get insurance from you, actually performs way better than just a straight up, ad. So don't think of it like a commercial. Think of it more like a chance. Think of it more like a TV show. Like it's your own TV channel. Like it's your own way of creating some content to get in front of them, to teach them, for them to know you, to attracting them to work with you, or referral partners to work with you. So treat it more like that than a commercial.
And I would
Yeah.
say that the tone of your video is also like you're sitting down and educating a friend or a client. So like if, especially with that, if you're answering questions, like you're sitting down with somebody. So one thing that helped us a lot when we first got started with this was like David and I, even though maybe one of us wouldn't actually be in the video, sometimes the other person would ask the questions or ask a question and just kind of be that face on the other side of the camera. So you really feel like you're talking to somebody.
Yep. That does help a ton. I've done that with people before when I had a chance in person to meet up with them. They're just nervous in front of the camera, feel awkward just talking to a camera, even if they're just recording a video. And so I would just stand on the other side of the camera and I would ask them the question, have them respond. They could either keep my audio in or cut it out and just like put text for the question that they didn't answer and so on. But it kind of sometimes helps. You can even print out a picture or have a picture frame behind your camera and look at that like you're talking to a person as well. Like whatever helps you feel like you're just having a conversation with someone, that's what you want it to feel like. Brad was asking about reducing wind noise. Possible kind of getting away from the wind and everything. A lapel mic and kind of shielding that can help as well on helping reduce wind noise. If you just have your phone, it can be a little tough on that. But hopefully that helps a little bit. Lapel mics definitely can help on that. And then Beverly was asking, what about hashtags? Depends on the platforms. All the platforms treat hashtags a little bit differently. You definitely on all the platforms don't want to overdo it on hashtags because pretty much all the platforms do not reward that. So you generally want to pick just a few relevant ones that have to do with what you're talking about, like 2, 3 or something like that. And once again, the platforms treat them a little differently. Hashtags on Instagram, yes, important. Hashtags on Facebook, not really made for hashtags on Facebook and doesn't really reward them too much. Is it going to hurt too much to throw a couple hashtags every once in a while? Probably not, but I wouldn't put it on everything. TikTok hashtags are very, very important and paying attention to the trends, which is also relevant to Instagram, Twitter, of course, as well. So once again, it really depends. Are hashtags important on Reels? Yet to be seen, probably not. And so once again, it really kind of varies, but they are good to pay attention to and also do a little bit of research on, and stuff changes over time too. So what is the scenario today may not be the scenario in a month or ever. And especially the stuff that's still developing like Reels. Facebook's putting work into them. Expect Reels to change a decent bit over the next few months as they roll out probably more features and stuff to it. So that's where it's good to keep up to date and tune in here and we'll keep you up to date on what we know on the different platforms as well. So I think that's all the
two things. This is a video here's a video that's anyway. For everybody, because I know there's 46 people that have still hung around with us through all of the questions. So you guys rock. So I've got 2 things that I want to mention to you. One is always have a call to action in your videos. Let people know how they can work with you. And the easiest way, this is number 2, the easiest way to do that is doing like what we just did here and say, I showed you how you could book a call with us to talk with us, talk with our team. But the easiest thing for you to do was to just write something in the comments. So that's typically what we always recommend for a call to action of like a write me in the comments if you want to learn more, write info in the comments if you want to learn more, because it's really easy if people are watching your video for them to just respond by entering in a keyword. So we weren't planning on giving those 2 little nuggets to you, but since you guys all hung out with us for over an hour on this, I wanted to give that to you guys. So we really appreciate you guys being active in the comments. Once you start doing video, or if you're already doing video, you'll realize how much energy you get from people interacting with you in the comments. So that's always really big for us, especially when we're doing video of this longer format of asking simple, easy questions that allow people to respond to you and engage with you. So thank you everybody that participated and asked awesome questions. David has something he wants
Yeah,
to say.
and one last thing. Once again, if you want to learn what that looks like to work with us for growing your insurance business, just need to do one thing, like click the button to everyone down below, because I actually saw a good amount come through just the host and panelists in the chat, which our team, only us sees that. Our team won't see that to be able to connect with you. So click everyone and then just write video. We'll connect with you guys there. Or once again, Elle can drop the link, which she just did there. And you guys can just click to use that to grab a time. We'd love to talk with you, see what's going on with you and your insurance business, how we can help you grow and scale, and what that looks like to scale quickly. And so just grab a time with us. I promise we're super friendly, and we're happy to chat, as well as get you some of the resources and stuff and trainings that we have for you guys as well. Really appreciate you guys being here. We'll do these every single week. So come check these on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern, get them on your calendar. And we really appreciate everybody being here.
Have a wonderful, productive week, everyone.